Hello friends, this is Sushil. Welcome to my new presentation. This time the subject is Master Your Life by Mastering Decisions. Decisions are really important in our life because wherever we reach, it's mainly because of the decisions whatever we have taken. There are external factors like luck, but that is not in our control. But what is in our control is decisions. So how we can become good decision makers? So the slides will indirectly guide us to become good decision makers.
So, before getting into decision making or decisions, let us understand how life and decisions are interconnected. So, there's a beautiful explanation by Ray Dalio. So, he said, time is like a river that carries us forward into encounters with reality that requires us to make decisions. We can't stop our movement down this river and we can't avoid those encounters. We can only approach them in the best possible way. So, life is flowing in the river of time. So, and we have to face multiple encounters, and how best we are going to face these encounters, that is going to decide eventually where we are going to reach in life. So, how one can face these challenges, what we have with us, by which we can face these challenges very effectively. So, we have to just look into the resources what we have. So, we have time, money, other assets, skills, people around us who are better than us, knowledge. And when I say knowledge, it's about your personal experiences in various situations, what you have learned from your failure, and what you learn from other people experience. These all are resources what we have. So how efficiently we are going to use these resources to produce something better in life and to face challenges in our life, that is like very important. So in fact it does not matter how much we have, but what is really important is what we create with what we have. We cannot do much to change what we have, but we can certainly change the way we use what we have. So there is an excellent example, so a pawn if used well will become the queen. So usually what happens with us is we always look at what we don't have, or our size, our economic background, our country, or our educational background, our family background. These are defined as limitations in our life. But more than that, what we have to look at is what we have and what we can create with what we have. This is the most important thing. We will move to the next slide. So it's about how decisions impact our life. Now, it is not the number of decisions what we take, it is the quality of decision that is what is important. Now, if you introspect your own life or our, so we will be able to conclude that there are few decisions which might have created a maximum impact in our life. So, for example, look at Sachin Tendulkar. His decision to become a cricketer has changed his entire life. Think about Warren Buffett. His decision to become an investor has drastically changed his life. So these are, let's say, few decisions which is happening in person's life, and that is completely changing their life. So it is not the quantity of decision; it is the quality of decision that is what is important. So we have to focus on quality of decision, which is very very important. Now, if you are going to take more decision, the probability of failure is much much higher. So let's say, and if you fail, naturally then we have to keep on taking subsequent decisions to correct. So focus on high quality decisions. Now this is applicable for negative things which are happening in our life also. If you look at, let's say, Vijay Mallya, his decision to venture into airline business, it was a single decision. From there onwards, his downside journey started. Or else, imagine about Boris Baker, where he was continuously getting into debt, and eventually a stage came in his life wherein Baker auctioned his trophies to pay off his debts. So these are, you know, s- um, decisions, and quality. A poor quality decision uh, can completely ruin our life, and a high quality decision can substantially change our life, and it can take you to places which you have never imagined. uh, there is one more category. Yeah, so these are simple decisions, uh, but we don't give enough priority for it, or else we are just casual about it, or else we are ignorant about it. So majority of us will fall under these three categories. Now, the example could be, think about people who are planning international trips or you know vacations. So people do hotel booking, ticket booking, everything in advance, and they clearly define their priority and they do it. But in fact, I have seen many people who uh, not opted for insurances. When I say insurance, it is medical insurances as well as term insurances. These are very important aspect, because anything can happen in a person's life. Because we don't know how uncertainty can come and hit us. But somewhere, uh, people are failing in executing this just because they don't give adequate priority, or else the priority is small compared to international trips or whatever it is. I know international trip is one aspect. When a person spends money in many areas, but somewhere he doesn't define insurance as a priority. But let me just tell you, this is very important thing, and maybe from these slides, this could be one action area wherein a person has to look into. He has to make sure that he is having both medical as well as term insurance. This is very, very critical. So friends, I am coming to my last slide now. So this is about different types of decisions. So it is broadly classified into two. One is reversible decision, and the second one is irreversible decisions. Now reversible decisions are doors that open both ways. That means if you take a decision, there is a scope for correction. The only requirement is like how fast you correct yourself. For example, let's say if I go to a restaurant, and let's say if I am not happy with the service, next time onwards I can avoid that restaurant. Or else, let's say if I am taking a broadband service or a mobile service, if I am not happy with the service, I can actually correct it. So what comes out here is majority of our day-to-day decisions will be reversible decisions, and this can be corrected based on our experiences. There is another, the other category, irreversible decisions are really critical. So these are decisions that allow passage in only one direction. So here we have to be extremely careful, and these are very critical in our life. So for example, driving without helmet, or else marriage, or else the stream of education you are opting for. These are very important decisions. So here we have to slow down. We have to take advice from best people, having adequate experience, and we have to think, uh, and finally conclude the decision. Similarly, there are other factors which influences yeah, our decisions, like our beliefs, biases, experience, knowledge and wisdom, habits, our intellectual humility, ego, filters. Now filters are very important. So why? Because whatever information what we are getting, that goes through the filters, and finally from there we decide, whether this is a good decision or not. So how we can build good filters, these are very important part of decision making. But these areas I will cover later at some point of time. So let me conclude the important points of the presentation. The first thing is, let's say decision is very critical in our life. It is all about how we face different encounters, and what we have, the resources, and what we create out of the resources what we have. It is not the quantity of decision; it is the quality of decision. That is what is important. And broadly, there are two types of decision: reversible and irreversible decisions. Majority of the decisions falls under reversible category, but irreversible decisions are extremely important, and there we have to be highly careful. Thank you, friends. Take good decision, make your life. Have a wonderful day.